Hello, fellow geeks. Welcome to yet another episode of Candlekeep Mysteries. Thank you so much, first off, for all this friggin' love in chat. You guys are too kind, too nice. I hopped in chat and was like, what the hell is happening? And we just got a ghost just did 1,000 bits. You all are just taking my breath away. Thank you. Best Valentine's ever. So many bits, so many subs, so many blessings going around. Katie is rushing about in the background, trying to give everyone the things that they deserve. Really appreciate you all. Now that I have fangirled out a little bit over you all, let's talk about the people around me. Playing with us tonight, we have so many cool people. Let's go ahead and start with Tori. Tori, you are not in cosplay today, but we love you all the same.
I have a very good excuse. We just moved, literally today. I'm surrounded by boxes and playing at my freshly put together dining room table. So yeah, this is this is my makeshift stream setup because moving is fun. So I will probably be appearing Tuesday and Wednesday as well. We'll see if my setup gets upgraded or if we're just gonna kind of make do with this for the time being.
We'll do like one little upgrade at a time until we're back in your full form.
Exactly.
Ian, how are you?
I guess.
Oh,
sorry.
I can let you finish talking.
No, I just realized that I didn't really even introduce myself. I just made excuses for why I was looking not like Shembra, but I play Shembra, and also I live here at Level 1 Geek. Okay, now I'm done. Em, go ahead.
Okay, Ian, let's go to you next. Tell people where they can find you.
They can find me on Twitter and here on on Discord, and of course here on Monday nights. Technically on TikTok, which might actually amount to more stuff. That's Bud Fannin on TikTok as well.
Just gonna slowly pick up my phone here and find you.
Ian's on the TikTok train.
I know.
What?
I can't figure out TikTok. I don't know what's wrong with me. I tried to make videos. Okay, here's a random fact for you all, for all the love. I had the idea to make only roles, like OnlyFans, and talk all seductively about dice. And I'd like roll a 20. That's a nice D20. It's got nice curves and rolls for days. And I was going to do that sort of stupid thing. And I could not figure out how to splice it together. It's just not in
that would be very popular.
Right? I thought it would be great, but I can't make it work. I don't know how. Matt, you're more tech savvy than I am. Let's go to you. Tell people what you do. Where can they find you? The cool stuff you make.
Well, thank you very much. You can find me as Improv and D&D on Twitter and YouTube. And I mean, as far as the cool stuff, we're about to record the finales of the Let Us In, where I play a Slenderman by the name of Henry S. Lenderman. So, I mean, tune into that wherever you get your podcasts. It has been a wild ride. But you can also, find me here Monday nights and sometimes on Tuesday nights if Pulp is scheduled for that evening. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you here. We love seeing all of your amazing characters. And what was the name? Lenderman? Slenderman?
Henry S. Lenderman.
That's a chef's kiss right there. It's amazing. Okay. What's the rest of my intro? How do I do this? All right, before we dive into gaming, we have some quick call outs. We are using the system and setting of D&D 5th edition by Wizards of the Coast and playing through their module, The Joy of Extra Dimensional Spaces by Michael Polkinghorn. This is unsponsored but enthusiastic fan content that we've blended together with a homebrew plot. If you'd like to help the heroes or me with hero points, villain points, items, and other stuff, type !engage to see all of our interaction options. You all have really been hopping on this train, this hype train, and the heroes are massively boosted up from all of this. very excited to see them absolutely demolish the rest of this module because we're getting kind of close to the end. And now, unless you guys have anything else, I would like to get into the story.
Let's do it.
And Arl, you to answer your question, yes, this is a haircut. It's a little long. I might get a trim, but it is a haircut. Different.
And it looks amazing.
Thank you. You're too kind to me. Y'all are too kind to me. All right. Let us open up our scene. Turn the page, as you would, to our fantastic heroes. We have Shembra, who is standing in a study. She has just tipped open a book off of a bookshelf, and it swung to the side, revealing a hidden door to stairs that go down, down, down into the dark. Currently, she is separated from her friends, who have gone to investigate the Arbitorium, where they know there's a few fairy dragons. Shu had heard the homunculi crying in the dining room, afraid that Surat and Shu are going to kill their little friends. And they've begged them not to. They're going there anyways. The door was open. They heard little zinging sounds. And we will focus in initially on Surat and Shu. At the end of this building, an arbitorium with open arched walls stands. Flowering shrubs and small trees grow between the paved paths that meet in a semicircular patio. There's no sun, but two glowing orbs hang above the plants, bathing them in light. There are colorful blossoms everywhere, filling the air with perfume. What would you like to do?
Can we sense any movement in here?
You don't see any movement right now, but you can give me a perception check.
I would love to. 1 second. I'm sorry, I clicked and accidentally closed my tab. Whoops.
You know, I hate it when I do that. Would you like me to roll for you?
Wait, no, I think I've got it. There we go.
Okay.
12.
12. You hear the giggling, and it seems to be coming from everywhere. Your 12 gets you a little bit of a little laughs.
Does that laugh sound anything like the homunculi laughs?
No, they don't. It definitely sounds different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What should we do, Shu?
I think we should see if there are any books in here, but we'll be careful. They did say that the dragons like to play little tricks, so I mean, I suppose be in a playful mood.
I will go to the other end of the room and start looking there for books.
All right.
As you step there, let me get this pulled out. So you're looking for books right now. Do you want to roll me a perception while you do that?
I can.
You are not spotting any books, and I actually need you to make me a wisdom saving throw as a little mist seems to rise around you.
Not my specialty.
Okay, a 9. You feel this impossible urge to laugh I don't know if I've ever even heard Surat laugh before, but he feels like he has to. This is just too funny. You're looking for books in a garden. There's so many places where books be. Why would they be in a garden? It's too silly. And as you start to chuckle, the little giggles grow louder and louder, joining you.
This is a preposterous situation.
Yes. Shu's a little uncomfortable. He's gonna use his blessing into emotions and how to use them to add to his charisma and try to laugh in a casual way as though he's in a group conversation where he hears a joke that he doesn't get, but he doesn't want to feel out of place.
So you're laughing as well?
Yes. Ha ha ha. Great joke.
What are you laughing at? You hear that little voice in your ear.
Oh, whatever Surat's laughing at.
Oh, I'm laughing at this all around us.
Oh yes, me too. Haha.
We can help you laugh too. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
I will do so. 17.
All right. You that little mist falls over you as well, but you did not think this was funny at all. It was maybe it tickled your nose a little, but that was about it.
I'll try to keep playing it up. Be like, yes, fart jokes, my favorite.
That's right. You have no idea what it's talking about, and I actually need you to roll me a d6.
Oh no.
Surat d6.
Oh. Six.
A 6. Okay. You can make me another wisdom saving throw if you like.
$17.
Okay, though you realize this isn't actually that funny.
Shu, what are we
Yes.
laughing at?
Well, it was a fleeting joke, but I'll say quite a good one, right? Do I see where the voice was coming from?
It felt like it was right in your ear, but when you turn to look, there's nothing there.
Are you friends of cumin and coriander?
Make me a perception check.
All right. Oh, dirty 20, baby.
Okay.
It's shoe day.
Tell me about what's on your belt. Like, what sort of little tiny items do you have?
All right. Shu likely has a few pouches, some mostly ones that you can just kind of button in. But in each of them, he has just little gadgets and tools, like maybe a tiny little wrench, little gears and whatnot. But there's one in particular that he tends to access the most, that's been worn the most, where he, at the moment, he only keeps 2 gears since he gave up that third one to the dragon.
So while you're kind of like looking around for that voice, you notice a little tug at one of your pouches and you realize it's open and your little wrench is slowly being pulled out by an invisible force.
Oh, I'm grabbing it back. I'm going to try to grab it back.
Okay. And you don't even have to roll anything. You just grab it and you feel a tug, and with a poof of orange dust, a little fairy dragon appears sitting on your hand, pulling frantically on this thing.
Oh, hello there. That's my tool. Please don't mess with it.
It slowly turns to look over at you, realizes it's not invisible, has a little gasp.
Whoa. You're quite the cute little thing, aren't you?
This fairy dragon is bright orange. It has big old fairy looking wings that look like butterfly wings, and it's so little you could hold it in your hand. It's just so adorable. And it goes, ha, 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 pshoo. And you should make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my gosh. 19.
Does not affect you in the least.
She was gonna side eye this little fairy dragon and say, "What are you trying to do to me, little one?"
Nothing. And it grabs onto the wrench and like tries to pull it free and then gives up and flies off. And as it flies off, it goes back invisible.
Surat, any luck as far as books go? I think I found one of the little tricksters that Cumin and Coriander were telling us about.
I have not looked for the books. I will glance through the plants.
All right.
Nothing here. Who would put a book in a garden anyways? This is ridiculous.
That's a fair point, I guess. Maybe we should go meet back up with Shembra.
Yes. I don't like these little ones.
Surat, do you have anything on your waistband?
So I keep in my wrap there some tools, but they're tucked inside. But on the outside edge, I would have hanging a small chain, and on the end of it is a symbol of a small person seated with behind them is like kind of bursts of light. It's a little symbol that the Redeemers use sometimes. That would be the only thing kind of hanging out. Otherwise, it's tucked inside my belt. And if they can get into my sash, then I would have both potter's tools and thieves' tools tucked away in there.
Okay. You feel just like a little tug, a pull on your chain.
Is there anything there?
Nothing you can see.
Let's just go. I'm going to shoo it away if I can.
Your hand definitely bats against something. And then you hear a little flutter of wings. Come on, share. We don't even have a horde. We just want a horde.
No one should be denied with something in their lives. I'll take it off and hold it out.
It becomes visible. It's another orange one, though a little more bulky than the last. He takes in his front paws. It's for me?
Yes, you may have it.
This is a deep inhale, and there's a little like poof of dust as it gets all too excited and starts and it starts flying off, flying a little low, a little heavy because this chains are so heavy for it. It's so big.
I assume that was a good thing.
That was very kind of you. Very generous.
Well, I had no need for it, and it would make it happy. Where should we look around, or are we going?
Well, I suppose it looks like you've made an offering, so perhaps it wouldn't hurt to take a longer look. I'm sure Shembra can handle herself wherever she is.
You two are free to go rejoin Shembra. Did
All
I
right.
miss something here? My brain totally stroked out.
No,
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
I will say, little friends, are there any books in here?
No books, just the globe. And one becomes visible and it's sitting on the globe that's like drifting around in circles and it's just watching you all.
Does this bear any resemblance to the one, like the spherical object we saw upstairs with in the star room?
Not the same at all.
Oh, okay. Do you mind if I take a look at that, little one?
Sure. And it starts flapping its wings and it forces it out of orbit and down towards you.
Can I catch it? Is it
Okay, roll me an Arcana check if you want to know what it is.
Here we go. 14, 15 with Destiny.
Oh, yeah, you've got it. Okay, so this is a drift globe. It weighs about 1 pound. And when you're within 60 feet of it, you can say a command word to turn it on, and it can emanate the light or daylight spell.
Oh.
It looks like it is a glass ball that has a blue spiral inside.
Wow.
And just like a light just runs along those spirals.
Is this part of your horde?
No, the homunculi turn it on to light the plants.
Oh, I see. And Shu looks a little bit sad that maybe he doesn't get to take away this little trinket. Doesn't want to, remove the light source that gives these plants their life. So he'll
You can
toss
take it.
back.
You can take it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to deprive these beautiful plants.
They're just plants.
Oh, but though they are just plants, they do provide a valuable resource here. I wouldn't be able to be here if it weren't for the plants, I think.
Your life force is tethered to plants?
In a way, yes.
That's pretty weak.
I know. But anyway, here you go. It's unless Surat wants it, but as far as these, do I see like closest to me? Is it a flower? Is it a bush? Is it grass?
There's so many different types of plants here. So you've got like rows here. There's trees. There are flowers. There's a vegetable garden. There's a multitude of kind of plants.
Oh man, I'd say Shu's probably gonna toss it over to Surat to have a look first, but he'll say, I think I'm good without it. Especially with all these beautiful vegetables growing here.
I do not want it. It is best to stay here. If
Yes.
you do not want it, Shu, then I feel like I should definitely not have it.
Great. What are your names?
You think that you are honorable enough to deserve our names? And it preens, standing on top of this like a cat.
Oh, that's a fair point. All right, never mind. And Shu will leave the room.
I am highly honorable, and I gave you a gift for your horde. It seems appropriate that you would share the information requested.
But you have rejected my gift of a globe.
Oh, I apologize. Shu and I meant no offense. We did not realize it was a gift. I will take it for us.
No, it's okay. It can stay as my steed if you don't want it. My name is Nysorth.
Nysorth.
And
Nysorth.
my mate is Viscery.
Viscery. Those are very nice names.
I know.
And you spend all your time here?
What? Is there a problem with that?
Oh,
This is my domain.
It's a good domain. I will I will step out now, and I will let Shu know your name. It has been an honor to meet you both.
It has been an honor for you. And it goes and sneezes in your face. One more wisdom saving throw, please.
Just keep targeting that low stat, don't you? 9.
Okay. Again, things are so funny.
You are a funny little one.
We are funny.
Perhaps I will stay for a bit longer.
Take a seat. Would you like a berry?
Yes, I would love a berry. I'm gonna. So Shu, are you in the hallway or are you heading all the way down?
I'm in the hallway, probably wondering what's taking Surat so long.
Surat's gonna lean up against the glass and slide down, plop on the floor. This is a good spot to rest. And what is it you have? A berry, please. This berry is hilarious.
A almost violent green berry is carried over by the other dragon and is settled onto your palm. It's about the size of a crab apple, but has many little clusters like a raspberry.
Oh, what a funny little berry. Take a big bite.
They both like their little jaws drop open, and yeah, go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
It's not good when their jaws drop open.
Oh, that was so good. A 19.
That was good.
Okay. The only effect on you is that your teeth are green.
And he looks and sees in the window the reflection. Teeth are green. This berry is ridiculous. Oh. Keep eating it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, it is. The taste of this berry is very light and refreshing, and almost has like a bubbling effect to it, like carbonation, as if it was ale.
Oh. What do you call these berry?
I don't name plants, nor do I memorize the name of plants.
That's a good answer. It's kind of funny that you would serve something you don't even know what it is.
It's all that matters is I know what it does.
Yes, I suppose.
Is it very good?
It is very good. That's a good one. You're witty for a dragon.
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
3.
You are still lost to your laughter.
Okay.
Shu, at this point, you're probably wondering where Surat is.
Shu's gonna run back in and say,
It's like sprinting.
yes, absolutely.
They both jump and flutter and go invisible.
Oh, you scared them. Here, have a bite. This is the most hilarious berry you've ever had.
Green teeth.
Maybe later. Surat, are you okay?
I am wonderful. This is the best I've been in quite a while.
All right. Well, are you ready to go?
He's feeling fantastic.
Yes, fantastic. That's a good way of saying it. Fantastic.
Great. And then Shu's gonna go and like try to help Surat up and guide him away.
Okay. You're both able to escape the giggle room. Ian, make me one more d6 roll.
Okay. Three.
Still giggly by the time you guys make it to the study. Okay. Shember, what have you been doing this whole time? Did you stay in the study? The shuddy?
I opened a staircase, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Shember probably would have at least started down the staircase.
Okay.
Just to kind of see what was up.
Let me put you over here.
Okay.
So you're in a hallway currently. I just moved you down below to the bottom part of the map.
Got it.
Yeah, you see a door that's immediately in front of the stairway, and then one down a small hallway.
Do I hear anything down here?
It is so quiet. It's that same sort of quiet when you are underground.
Okay. I guess she'll try she'll look at the door in front of her for any like traps or arcane sigils or anything like that.
Great idea. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Oh. You know what? I forgot. My laptop doesn't have the fancy dice roller. Does it? Maybe it does. Did that roll for you guys?
I don't see anything.
Okay, well, I'll just have to tell you.
In D&D Beyond, I saw a 10.
Oh, but not in...
Because you have to have the thing on your browser.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. 11 is what I got.
All right, an 11. You don't see any traps. You feel very safe.
Okay, I don't feel very safe based on how you said that, but Shembra does not notice anything, so she'll try that door at the base of the staircase.
Okay. It swings open to reveal a hall, much like the one that was up 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
Seems that this floor plan is mirroring it a bit.
Okay. Still no sound?
Still not a sound.
Okay. She will try she'll try the door at the end here.
Okay. This door is unlocked.
Okay.
It swings open, and the smell of alcohol and brine just like waft over you. There are large glass vessels in the corners on these long tables, and they seem to be like preserving small animals and body parts.
Ooh.
Like lizards and hands.
Human hands? Or like humanoid?
Humanoid, at least.
Okay. Huh.
So these...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say these range in sizes from like 1 foot to like a full 6 feet tall.
What's the tall one have?
And one 4 foot tall container is missing its lid and has no occupant.
I don't like that. Okay. So what's like, okay, so one of the, are there other large sized ones like that are comparable to this 4 foot one?
Yeah.
What kinds of things do the bigger ones have in them?
It's
like a full body, like a full
corpse? Like full corpses, full bodies for sure. Just like some of them are monsters that you would find. One of them looks like to be like a very large slime that has somehow been contained in here.
Okay. Sorry, that is the microwave.
It's fine. It's moving day.
It's moving day.
That means that there's gonna be chaos. I'm just happy that you're here.
Thank you
You're
all
welcome.
for your patience. Okay.
but there's also a cockatrice. I don't know what the second thing is. It's called the flump. Do you know what a flump
I do know what a flump
Can you
is.
explain to me what a flump is? I'm gonna just look it up, I
A
guess.
flump is like you should just look it up. It's like a weird
What the hell is that?
octopus kind of eyeball thing.
Yeah, they're only from Forgotten Realms, if memory serves me correctly, right?
They are I think they're technically they're in like the same monster category, I think, as beholders.
Let me try and describe this.
But they're
so
not.
Think of like a saucer, like a UFO type saucer, and very long stalks, 2 stalks that come out of the head that have big old bulging eyeballs on them, sort of like those fish, the angler fish. There's 2 of those. It has just a mouth that looks like a mouth, and then long tentacles that come down underneath like a jellyfish. But on each end of those tentacles, there's many fingers.
Yeah. And
did I describe that well?
I think so. And I don't think Shembra knows this, but just as a fun fact, they are in the same bucket as beholders, but they are lawful good typically, which is weird.
Yeah, that is
anyway.
That's interesting. I wonder why Histandria
They're
has
aberrations, but yeah.
Don't they have monks too? I think.
They have monks?
I think they have a whole group of them that are like monks.
Really?
For some, yeah.
That is incredible.
Flump monk.
Okay,
monk?
new goals.
I could be wrong, but if I
one.
remember correctly, I'm pretty sure flumps do have monks.
Also, we've been raided. Thanks so much for the raid, Johnny Stanton.
Oh, Johnny. Hey, if Johnny is in the chat, congrats on your engagement.
Congratulations. Other things that you noticed, Tori, Shembra, sorry. You have, you see a giant fire beetle, a small grell, a myconoid sprout, a pseudo dragon, the 4 severed hands. They're in the same jar, and yeah.
Okay.
There's lots of things.
So from what I know about Fistandia, I think we went over this, but like Shembra does not know her as like a necromancer, or like that's not what she's known for, right?
She's not known for that, no.
Okay. I mean,
though she did study a wide range of magic.
So it's possible, but that's she wasn't like famed necromancer. like,
not famed.
All right. And there's something missing.
Will you please just let me know where you're standing for
I'm
not
in the
this room
doorway
specifically,
right
but like just everywhere in this mansion?
Yeah, right now I've just opened the door. Shembra has learned enough times that literally anything in this house will attack her at any moment for no reason at all. So she's just like pushed open the door, observe. That's like don't move, don't touch anything, just look. Okay, does this tank that's missing its occupant, can you show me where it kind of is in the room? Is it like farther away?
Yeah, it's this one right here that's missing an occupant.
Okay. And the store was closed when I got here.
It was.
Shembra's gonna just do the old back up and shut the door. She's not super down for she kind of like is like, that's a problem for future us, but not lone Shembra right now. She's taking stock. Okay, so I'll peek.
How long do you think you were standing there, just like kind of examining things from afar?
I don't know. I mean, however long it would take to like be like, this is a weird room. These are weird creatures. There's something missing. Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
Bye. Sure.
So I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds? Do you think that sounds realistic?
That sounds great. That sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, 30 seconds. I'm gonna just be like, all right, I'll figure that out later.
Assesses the situation and quickly realizes it's dangerous.
Yes. I will peek through this door now if it's unlocked.
Oh, yes. This one is also unlocked. This dark stone-walled room contains only a few objects. A 5-foot diameter circle of intricate runes covers the floor. There's an empty wooden bookstand opposite the door and bronze braziers at the other 3 cardinal points of the circle. Whatever material they contained has long ago burned to cinders, but the room still smells of charcoal and sulfur. Sitting next to the bookstand is a warty toad that blinks at you.
Is this toad a size that would possibly fit into a 4-foot cylindrical container?
I mean, it's so small it could obviously fit.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like you would need a 4-foot container to contain said toad.
Understood. Okay. So
that's my best frog.
It was great. I thought it was quite good. Someone should clip that. Where's the toad sitting?
It is sitting next to the bookstand, and this is the bookstand. So it's just on the floor,
Down
just
here.
vibing, man. Just hanging out. Just doing whatever.
Okay. Shembra gives it like a look. How well can I see the runes in the circle from where I'm standing in the doorway?
Not very well. It's really dark in here. And it's kind of an odd angle.
Hmm.
Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
I do have dark
I figured you did.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh man, Shembra I really want to check this out, but also she doesn't want to get attacked by more furniture and die, because she feels like that would definitely put a damper on her whole legacy. No, okay. She's gonna stare at the toad for a little while longer, and then all of this is going through her head, and
It licks its eyeball.
she relents and sighs angrily and slams the door.
Upstairs in the study, you two hear the slam of a door.
Oh no. We better
There's
get
also
down
a
there quick.
bookshelf that's now slid over that was not slid over
a
before.
door. That's a good slam. Shoo, you should take a bite of this before I finish it.
Oh.
Don't be a saggy hagfish. Take a bite.
You don't want to be a saggy hagfish.
You know what? Maybe a little bit later. And he's just kind of like he's trying not to, but his eyes just keep drifting down to the green teeth that Sarat is sporting. And he says, yes, if you want to, I'll hold on to it, but not right now.
All right. Well, let's go check on the side.
I
head
presume I
down.
can hear them chattering at the top of the
You can
stairs.
definitely hear them chattering.
Shembra!
Surat, would you like to roll me another d6?
No, I'd love to.
I get the feeling that Ian kind of just wants to stay like this for the rest of the session.
I know. 5.
Okay, a 5, you can feel the effects wearing off.
Did you find any more books?
No.
Ugh, what
No.
is wrong with your teeth?
There was little dragons. Things got out of hand.
Do I wish to know what it is that happened?
Not at the moment, though. I will say, the way they held themselves, I think you'd be proud.
Proud of Surat?
No, of the dragons. They were very Shembra-esque in certain ways.
And
but you know what this
what do you mean by this
berry is?
exactly? What do you think is Shembra-esque, Shu?
Just
Please spell this out for me.
the stateliness, the pride.
Of tiny, tricky dragons.
Yes, I guess in a way it's a parallel. Like when you confronted bravely the dragon that was outside upstairs, and these little tiny dragons confronting us, at least Surat, a very capable, massive warrior, at least compared to them.
Are you saying I am tiny dragon compared
you were tiny
to
to
the
me.
dragon we saw earlier? I
were
was
ti-
on the same level. You do not understand. I am
Only
above.
by
all.
scale.
There is no scale.
Scale. All right. Why don't you
Surat,
try the berry?
the rest of your humor has drained
What?
away at this scolding.
I do not appreciate your words, Shembra. You speak very mean to Shu.
He is the one comparing me to Tiny Dragon, and I am the one being rude. I have said nothing to Shu that is rude. I have merely corrected his false assumptions.
He just meant that they were very confident, just like you.
Well, then, let us use that confidence and move forward in what we are trying to do.
Do you know what this berry is?
I'll take a look. Can I make a check of some kind?
There's unfortunately not much left.
Of course you can make a check of some kind. Why don't you do nature for me?
I got a 4.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Why don't you tell me what you know about this berry?
Shembra knows that she doesn't know, but she's going to instead she's gonna Surat, of course I know what this is, but I do not have time to explain it to you, and why does this matter? It does not matter. We need to focus on the mission at hand. So put that away and stop wasting our time. My time, most importantly.
Oh.
I apologize.
It
What
is
have
all
you
right.
found?
I have found, so far I have gone down this hallway, and there is, there are these tanks with these creatures, and there seems to be one missing. I have not seen it yet. Perhaps it is this toad that I have seen that was staring at me a little too intently, and I cannot be sure. So far I have not blown up anything yet. That emphasis is on the yet. Yes, that sound, it is the frog that stares and it licked its eyeball. There is a circle of magic runes I wish to investigate, but I did not want to be attacked by some more furniture, as there is a bookshelf in that room, as well as the toad, as I have said. So, you as my entourage, perhaps you can provide the backup.
I, as your traveling companion, will gladly go in first.
Onward.
All right. I have not checked this door, however. Perhaps we poke in there first and see what there is to see.
I will. So it's this one down here. For some reason, I can't move my character when I'm on the Twitch screen. Thank you.
It's shocking, honestly.
I know.
All right. So you're opening this door?
Yes.
Cool. The air here smells of astringent chemicals. Long wooden tables stretch across the room, laden with vials, beakers, and flasks holding various liquids and powders. Books are stacked between the glassware and chemicals. Yellow paper charts and blackboards full of complex formulas cover the walls.
This is not a room for me. I will just check. Does it appear empty of anything? Like there's no dangers?
Give me a perception check. Wonderful perception check. So what you are noticing immediately is that there are 4 clay figures that are resting on the tables in the middle of the room. They range from rudimentary, I can speak, barely humanoid in shape, and to like so extremely lifelike that it appears like a real creature is actually asleep sitting there.
And what are they made of?
Clay. Something
are
you are
clay.
quite
I
familiar
am.
with.
Oh. Surat will walk right in and get up close to one of them. That's craftsmanship. This is a skilled master.
Watch, the table might attack you, or the chairs, or something else.
Shember, did you tell them about the 4-foot MT thing?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just curious.
So Surat is looking at these clay figurines, but there were like inscriptions on the wall or something?
Yeah, so there's blackboards all over the wall, and they're like chalk formulas, and there's yellowed paper blueprints.
Oh. I'll go examine those then while Surat is looking at these clay figurines.
Okay. Do you want to give me an int check?
Sure, just flat int.
Yeah.
I'm rolling so badly.
What'd you get?
I got a 3. I'm gonna use a destiny point and reroll.
Okay.
That was a little better. So that is a 14 in all.
Okay. I'm going to spend 2 danger points. As you start reading these formulas, it starts to swirl in your gaze. It doesn't actually move to anyone else's eyes. And then there's like a stabbing pain in your head. You're going to take a little bit of psychic damage. 1. It seems as if it does not wish you to know its knowledge.
Shembra will like flinch away. Shoo. I am quite tired from the taxing day that I've had.
Right.
Perhaps you can look at this for me.
Yes, I'll take a look. If you're tired, maybe you should try that berry. I've heard it does wonders for fatigue.
Surat didn't offer me the berry. They just asked if I knew what it was, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
and he then tucked it away.
I do not wish to have green teeth, Shu. That would clash with my entire look.
Oh, you're probably right. I'll take a look. And is that intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
I will also use a destiny point
Okay.
for 21.
21.
Yes.
All right. So you are looking at this and you feel like almost like a high-pitched whine in your head as you're looking at it, but you're able to push through and realize that this is actually formulas that appear to be researching how to turn things into gold, like transmute them.
This is incredible. Shembra, Surat, it looks like Vistandia figured out how to make gold. Change things into gold.
What? That
Um,
is a myth.
No, if I'm doing these calculations correctly, then I think she's figured it out. This is incredible.
What is your passive perception, Shu?
It's my passive perception is 12.
Okay, with your passive perception, you realize that there's so many like scorch marks around the room and like acid splashes. It looks like they've been doing experimentation, but you're not sure how successful they were.
They've been working on it. I'm sorry, I just got a little too excited. It looks like they've been attempting a few things, but maybe just not quite there yet. But I mean, this looks very promising. It's well beyond anything that I've ever found.
Well, where is the gold then? I don't see anything gold around here, right?
Mm-mm.
If this was so successful, why not turn the whole house into gold? Or do you think this is why she left and she has not come back and she is off gallivanting throughout the world, turning everything into gold and living a ridiculously wealthy life?
I can bite gold.
It's certainly possible.
So it's not strong. Maybe
Right.
she did not make a building out of gold because it would not be strong.
Do you have anything useful to add to this conversation? Perhaps about those clay figurines you have been examining so closely this whole time?
They are beautiful craftsmanship. The person who worked this clay knew exactly what they were doing.
Would you like to give me an Arcana check for more information?
Sure. Is it with advantage because it's clay related?
It is with advantage because it's clay related.
Oh, all right then. I'll roll that a second time. Yeah, it'll be a 10.
All right, what's your maximum one? 10's your best?
Yep.
Okay, so you realize that you're just able to draw the conclusion that the one that's very well done has similar qualities to the two homunculi upstairs. And you could hazard a guess that whoever is making them were making different, building up to the different points of creating new homunculi.
I think this is where they make the little kitchen people upstairs. They make them down here first, carve them.
Oh, well, let us thank the gods that they did not finish these.
The clay work is very similar.
Okay, so Fistandia was making things into gold. And okay, so back to books. Shember starts looking around the room for any books with those gold letters.
While you're looking, Shu, what are you doing?
Can I use like one of the two remaining gears in my main pocket to I'm gonna do a magical tinkering effect and try to essentially imbue the image of this research into my gear, so that if I were to activate it later, I might be able to project it somewhere.
I love it.
Sweet, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Also, while Shember is looking around, she is sort of side-eyeing Shu, and she is considering whether Shu was like intentionally trying to bait her with that berry, like, oh, Shember, you should totally eat this berry. So I don't know if you were or not, or if you want me to roll an insight check or whatever.
I'll say this. Maybe he seems a little bit more coy than he would normally be if he hadn't. studied emotions and how to use them recently, but it's still quite obvious.
Okay, that's what he was trying to do, or
Oh yeah, he wanted
Okay.
her to try the berry to, like, I don't know if he's put two and two together, but it's also just kind of like I'm gonna try to play a trick on Shembra.
okay. She has logged that away.
Seems like a dangerous trick to pull, but I'm here for it. Shembra, during your search, you were able to find a book with that similar gold guild on it and the letter B. I have added it and given you permissions. It is up with the rest of the books.
Okay. Okay, we've got a BRITLE. I could see me, and there's 7, right? We're looking for 7.
Yep.
We do not have the last book, but
Riches.
Surat, I want you to do more of this, unless you have something actually useful to say.
Well, very well then. I will follow the instructions.
Yes, okay. That is a very important quality for anyone in my entourage to have.
I am bugging you.
Anyway, as I was saying, we have these letters. Perhaps it spells. Perhaps we are missing one more T. Brittle? I do not think of another word that it could be.
Do you want to give it a shot?
Do I think that, like, in order to, like, test it out, we'd need to go back to the portal, shout the word, and, like, see what happens? Is that sort of what I think?
What
that's what the guy was doing.
That's what the guy was doing when you first got here. He was breathless from shouting different words at the portal.
That's right. Well, I am quite curious about that.
Library.
What? There is no T in library.
Are you sure?
Surat, I do not wish to hear another guess from you.
We could make tea and
just
put
trying
it
to be
in the
helpful.
library.
You are both becoming rapidly less useful to me the more you speak. I wish to look at the circle. Come. And she turns on and flourishes out of the room, blindly expecting them to follow.
Did you guys look for anything else while you're in this room, or you just were like, peace?
I mean, we might come back, but...
I think Shu was really focused on just, I mean, he thinks that thing is the thing. And so he's like trying to make sure that image is very solid. But once he's got that, he's just maybe just so pouring over like, oh, if I could figure this out, all the things I could buy. And so he's not worried about anything else in here.
Perfect. Okay, who's leading the way to M18? Shembra. Okay, I'm just gonna put you there if that's cool. Yep. Who's next behind Shembra?
Follow.
All right, Shembra.
Sorry. I should have asked this all before, but as I was looking for books, when you asked like, "Oh, are you looking for anything else in this room?" I didn't like nothing like stood out to me beyond like the weird, writing on the wall, and then
there were a lot of different vials and stuff you could have gone through, but nothing was immediately jumping out at you.
Okay, I'll maybe go back.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Oh, good.
We haven't even opened the door yet, have we?
Shembra said she threw open the door.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But I was going to, so.
Okay. We're rolling initiative. Stopping the music. Let's put on some combat. I'm going to do a different combat list here today. We're going to see how we like it.
I will. I'll also take this moment to say that while you guys were hanging with the fairy dragons, Shembra picked out 2 books to help her today. They were Assorted Anatomy and Critical Weaknesses to boost her damage, and Mind Over Matter, Self-Help at its Finest to boost her attacks. She's ready to blow stuff up, and that's about it.
For our friends at home, since we're doing a library campaign, our blessings are book themed, which means whenever you guys give blessings to them, they have a scrap of knowledge from one of these books that pop into their head, and they give them different bonuses to their abilities. So Shembra has bonuses to damage and attacks right now, which is a really powerful combo.
And I have a lesson in defense. It was focus my arms, so I have bonuses to my armor class, and I also took a need for speed, so I can move a bit faster.
Amazing.
There is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, thank you. I had emotions and how to use them for a little extra charisma dealing with the fairy dragons. And also I took Mind Over Matter, Self-Help at its Finest, to try to be a little bit trickier when it comes to his spells.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Mine should be a +1, whatever that is.
I just -1 from the bad guys, so you guys don't have to add anything.
Okay, cool.
All right, everyone in?
Yeah.
I'm spending a point to reroll.
Go for it.
Surat's like, I read the need for speed.
Shoot, did
Right.
you take?
Faster than this.
Did you get a nat 20?
I think I got close. I got a 19.
Let me
That
roll
was
a second time.
amazing. It won't let you roll again. Just roll in what's it called, and I'll change it for you manually. In D&D Beyond. There we go.
I'm digging this combat too.
It's actually worse. Obviously, Shu is just still lost. It's not gonna.
He was expecting a frog, and when the door is thrown open, there is clearly not a frog standing here. Let me see if I can pop up this art for everyone here. This is standing there. It is still quite small, but it's got these long bat ears, beady eyes, and so many teeth as it stares up at you. It goes, and it's
That is not a frog. You said it was a frog.
Yes, I know. I also said that something escaped from the tank, and apparently this was that thing.
That thing is not a frog.
Perhaps we can take time and identify it after we have blown it up.
Sounds good to me. All right. From where I am, can I do I have line of sight on the creature?
It's definitely has like concealment against you, but you can just barely see it.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it from right here.
Okay.
A little frostbite action, so that'll be a con save, and with thankfully with help from chat, it'll be a 15 instead of a 13.
All right. I'm going to spend a villain point and give this advantage.
Okay.
A villain point, a danger point. I got a 14. That's my highest.
Yes, thank you, chat. All right. So this will be 1 point of damage. Now in this case, minimum damage. Maybe I'm just spraying that little bit of ice upon it. but it will give it disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Wonderful.
And she will stay right here, and that'll be it.
Shembra, you're up.
Okay. Goodness, what do I want to do here? I will, I don't want to move away from it because it's going to attack me. I'll just shoot it with fire. I'll just roll with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because I'm
a quick question.
right next to it. Mm-hmm.
Tori, I can't remember in 5th edition. If you hold your action and I move into it, would that mean it would then not get an attack of opportunity on you because I'm blocking it?
I could well, if you provoked its attack of opportunity, then it wouldn't get one against me. That's correct. So I could hold my turn, but then that would mean I hold my turn till after it goes, which
doesn't necessarily help.
Yeah, I don't super want to do. I'll just try and throw fire right in its face. How about? Actually, I'll Eldritch Blast. So Shembra gets like the fire like around her fists and throws like a punch, basically.
Ooh.
Is what this looks like. And she does have her Mind Over Matter boost, so it's gonna be +3 on top of this roll. Wow, that was so bad. And it's with disadvantage. So the 10 is that one. Let's see if I roll worse. I didn't roll worse. 10.
10 is a no-go.
I want to use a destiny point to try it
Use
again.
a destiny point.
Oh my gosh, get out of my face. There we go. Try again. Okay, that one is a 12.
12 is a no-go.
Oh my gosh, I rolled a 3 again.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and a 4 that time.
That sucks.
Shembra's dice did not come to play.
Well, she's probably startled. What does this look like? Because like this thing was a frog. You know that it was a wordy frog that was sitting over by the bookshelf and it was croaking at you and it was licking its eyeballs and all of a sudden it's in front of you and it's
really
like
that surprised because she felt like the frog was giving weird vibes. She saw something was out of the tank. Swords and bookshelves have attacked her today, so it's like she doesn't trust anything in this house. I think honestly she misses because I think this happens while Sarat is like, that's not a frog, and she's like, I know it's not a frog. Like, shut up. So I think she's like rage distracted. She's super annoyed. But that is my turn.
Okay. It is going to go now. And question for you, Matt. Your frostbite?
Yes.
Does it give it on its next melee attack until the end of the turn? Or
next weapon attack until the end of its turn.
Until the end of its turn. Okay, It's going to go with a scare then. It's once a day ability. Dropping it in chat for you all. Tori, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw. And I'm going to spend 2 danger points and I'm going to up the DC.
Wisdom. I got a 13.
13. I raised it 2 by each danger point, so you needed a 14. Would you like to spend a destiny to re-roll?
How many am I?
You know that spending a destiny point will.
You're at 3 right now.
All right, sure.
So that automatically makes you succeed because you get to add +2 to your highest roll. Okay, so this thing looks at you and its eyes start to glow and it salivates, long strings of drool dripping down onto its chest as if it's imagining what you taste like. And it kind of frills out, its little ears trembling, and you're freaked out for a second, but you manage to stabilize yourself.
Yeah, I think Shembra, like her eyes start to go wide and she starts to shrink back. And then I think she actually feels like, if this is cool with you, Em, I think she feels like a little tiny like chastisement from Ravi. Like,
yeah.
Just don't
it's
be
the
weak
size
kind
of
of thing.
It is the size of a football, young one.
Yeah.
Do not back down.
So she like
Yeah,
grits her
football.
teeth and snorts, like she like bull snorts, like flame comes out of her mouth and nose. And she does not back down.
Hey, beautiful. I love it. That makes it Surat's turn.
So if I move the door open? Can you move me? Because it won't.
I got you.
Thanks. If I move there and then I move away, it would take an attack, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I will just move in and take 2 attacks on it.
Tell me what these attacks are.
The first one, I will slip through the door and send out my rapier, but it's a little faster than I expected it to be.
Its eyes shift from Shembra to you, and as you take your first strike, it just dodges down and hisses in your direction.
When it dodges down, I will come in and try and catch it low with my short sword. And also
Again,
miss.
it slips out of your reach.
This is a quick little creature.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Em, did you curse our dice or something? What's going on?
Oh, I don't like lying to people, but no. Y'all are blessed so hard. I had to do something here. All right, Matt, you're up.
I'm gonna frostbite it again, so
Hey.
it'll do con save.
Okay, and I realize it has magic resistance, so it automatically gets to roll twice.
Okay.
Saving throw, advantage. Let's go. Oh, rolled so poorly. Got a 9.
Yes.
It's all you.
All right, that'll be 2 points of damage, and
Oh,
the same.
Bit by bit.
Yes, yes. And
Okay.
that'll be it for Shu. He's staying right here.
And it still gets that it takes disadvantage to its next attack roll, right?
Yes, yes.
Hey, wonderful.
Oh, it's got disadvantage.
On its
Mhm.
attack. Shembra.
Okay, this might give me a chance to move then. And I am going to do so. So I can still see it if I move there?
Yeah.
Like, I could still shoot a spell at it, or do I need to move into the room? I guess if
You-
Shu
you-
is
yeah, you should be able
targeting
to see it.
Okay. I move out of its range if it wants to try and make an attack of opportunity.
It would love to make an attack of opportunity on you.
Great.
I just have to drop some evil GM faces in chat real quick. There we go.
Priorities.
Priorities. Let's do this. Attack, disadvantage, let's go. 5? How does 5 sound?
5 sounds great to me. I will take a 5. Hey, again. So
Why
she,
am I -3? It's fine.
Why are you -3?
I don't know.
Is it real bad at attacking?
Can't imagine. Continue.
That's okay. Okay. She collects herself and fires up her fists again and punches an eldritch blast at it this time, not with disadvantage, hopefully higher than a 3.
Dun dun
Okay.
dun dun.
I rolled a freaking 4. So
It's
hang on.
not a 3.
It is an 8, and then so that would be an 11. I know that's gonna miss, so I will use another destiny point because I freaking want to land some damage. Okay, that one is a lot better. That one is a 22. A 22.
22 is a hit.
Great, finally. All right. So now I'm going to roll a d10. I'm going to go ahead and activate my Wrath of the Genie
Okay.
to sprinkle a little bit of fire damage on this.
Wonderful.
So that'll be a d10. Oh, and then my blessing gives me forward all damage. Okay. So let me just add all this up for you. So 8 plus 2 fire damage is 10 plus 4 extra damage. So 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay, it's got damage resistance to fire, so it takes half, correct?
So 8 of it is force damage. I don't know how you want to do the blessing damage. The 4
Blessing
of
will
it is
bypass
blessing.
the.
Okay, so only 2 of it is fire.
Okay, sounds good. Amazing. All right, so this thing shrieks and crumples down to the ground.
As I was saying, I know it is not a frog.
On its
Just
turn.
saying, if you are going to be the advanced scout, you must give us proper information.
On its turn, the runes that were on the ground glow.
This does not look good.
And the little chest on this closet rises. And it stands as if pulled back upright. And its eyes flicker over to Shembra.
Definitely not a frog.
It's going to make an attack against Surat.
I loved those 2 sentences. Its eyes flick to Shembra. It's
But
going
there's
to make an
someone
attack
in its
against
way. It looks like it's like
Surat.
literally looking like it wants to burrow through Surat to get to Shembra. It has in a full-on craze.
Throat will drop themselves low. Protective stance. And easily deflect that.
Oh yeah, super easily deflect that.
Oh.
It is just frantic at this point. Its little claws are just scrabbling off of your armor. And as it's like scrabbling, you see like little drips of poison sizzling against your clothes.
This is a formidable enemy.
And then it is Surat's turn.
How tall is this thing?
The size of a football.
It's 2 feet tall. I just looked.
It's in the corner, so I can't get behind it, correct?
That is correct.
All right. In that case, I will just... What are the other objects in the room?
So there's an empty bookshelf here, and there's like tall candle stands standing at 3 points around this circle that's carved into the ground.
I don't want to slam the door shut since the only people who've done anything to it have been you guys. So I will just keep... Yeah, I step to the side as Cthulhu's X suggests. I will stay in the doorway and they don't have taunt in 5th edition, right? Although it's gonna have to attack me anyway. So I will take it 2 attacks on it.
Okay.
My rapier. Nope. I'm gonna spend a destiny point. There we
Go for it.
Yeah, there we go.
Spend it. You have 2. I think this takes you down to 1.
20. Is that a hit?
That is a hit. Tell me how you strike this thing.
I am going to. So I've crouched low when it comes into claw. So then I will. It's only 2 feet. I'm going to slide to the left to keep the door. Does the door swing into the room or into the hallway?
It swings into the room.
I'm going to use the door and swing it at this thing to push it back a little bit and make it go where I want it to. And then I will catch it with the rapier in its thigh. Try and slow it down a little bit. Does moving the door count as a bonus action?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I am done, and I will just keep in the doorway.
It squeals and grabs onto its leg. And that makes it Shu's turn. Shu, now that the door is in the way, you can't see it.
Okay. From my angle, was I able to see it fall to the ground and then pop back up?
I'm gonna say yes. It was probably hard to see, but you also heard like the reactions, and you
Okay.
probably saw it make its attack on Sarat.
Okay. In that case, I'd like to run into the room and try to see like what could have caused this.
Okay. Would you like to end here?
Yes. Oh, whoops! I accidentally clicked my dude. I would like to end there.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So is there any like arcane residue or
Yes. This summoning circle, you can tell immediately from your glance, because you do a lot of like magical knowledge, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tell like this looks like it's it's had that glow that's starting to fade after bringing this thing back up. And yeah, you can tell this seems like a summoning circle on the ground.
Okay, in that case, can I are there like key components that I could kind of shift so that everything is no longer like magically connected, like if they're in a circle? Or
yeah, I'm absolutely following what you're talking about. It looks like you would have to scratch it because it's like burned into the ground, so it's going to take some time to scrub this out.
Okay, in that case, I'd like to take a couple of my tools and just start scraping away, just so it doesn't do that again.
I love it. I love that. All right, Shembra, it is your turn.
Okay. Shembra is gonna stay where wait, can I no longer see it?
You can't see it because the door is now blocking it from your
Okay.
vision.
Okay. Then she will and it didn't attack Shu as he ran by, right? Or
no, he didn't move
okay.
out of its range, so it did not
right.
attack.
Yeah. Okay. She will cast Blade Ward on herself. So she, like, draws the little flaming sigil in the air, and this faintly glowing shield comes up around her, and she's gonna move into the room. She will come here.
As you move out of its range, it's going to attack. Also, we've just been rated. Thank you so much, Game Nights. I hope your stream was awesome. Let us know in chat how it was going. Really appreciate the joining.
Game Nights.
The
Game Nights.
I
don't know how you say it, but I it's now headcanon that it's Game Nights.
Good game.
Like
All right. Blade Ward reduces damage, right? I don't roll at disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay. I'm assuming a 6 will miss you. Why am I at a -3? I don't understand this.
Maybe it's really weak. If it's rolling
maybe it is really weak. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a danger point, and I'm gonna roll again. This thing's got to hit eventually, right? It does not have to hit eventually. That was even lower.
Obviously, it and I trained at the same school.
And then
sorry, I'm just looking at your numbers. That doesn't line up with the
No, it doesn't.
stat sheet that I see online.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I ported it in from the campaign itself. Yeah.
Well, if it helps, I see that its claws are at a +4 to hit. So if you just want to start rolling,
I think I
like,
will.
straight,
Thank you.
then you can just add 4. Okay. Not hit. Well, that's actually kind of a bummer because, well, whatever. I've got my blade ward up. That's my action. I don't have a bonus action, so
Okay.
that's my turn.
All right. In that case, it is its turn. It sees Shu going after its circle, and it releases this small scream that seems to reverberate in your ears, and it attacks viciously against Shu. I'm rolling manually. Can I type fast?
54
wrong.
definitely hits.
I think I hit a number extra.
54.
1d20 plus
that was
45.
As a 13 hit you. That seems to be more realistic.
13 does hit me.
Right. So
Plus
sorry.
45.
God killer, this creature.
Oh, is that accurate? Is it?
Whoa.
That is a lot of damage.
Shoot,
No,
Shu's dead.
its claw
That's
does
wrong.
1d4
That's wrong.
plus 3.
It's supposed to be 1d4. This is not working. I don't
So-
know why it's not working. I wonder how long my combats have not been working. Take 4 damage, Shu, and I need you to make me a con save.
Okay. Here goes the con save. That'll be 16. 17
succeeds.
with Destiny.
You are safe from the poison that is like searing against your skin, but doesn't make it into your bloodstream.
Great. Shu, like, still desperately trying to scrape away, feeling the pain. Just kind of reminds him of maybe soldering something and accidentally touching against the hot metal. And he's like, please, keep it off me. I've almost got it.
I am ready to explode it as soon as those runes are scratched out.
I'm
Sarat,
on it.
it's your
I've got
turn.
it. So now that it's past me, I am going to come behind it so I can use my sneak attack. I will hit it with the rapier first. Try and...
It's an oof for me, bud.
Oh,
I
it's a
really
nat.
love how your dice
It's a
say
nat.
oof. It makes me
Yeah.
feel like I need to say it every time. How do you
Do I-
critically fail?
Yeah, I am going to. So Surat is going to slide behind it and try and take it in its neck, but again, this thing is too fast. Misjudges, and Surat puts their arm in front of its neck, loses the rapier, and now has its arm right there if it wants to take a bite or a scratch or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm gonna just roll the d20 and manually add
Mhm.
before. Oh shit.
That's a hit.
That's gonna be a nat 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's gonna be 2d4 plus 6. So we're gonna add 6 to this roll.
Whoa, +6?
Because it's plus 3. Does D&D not double the
Not
plus?
it
It
doesn't,
doesn't
double,
double
the
the
bonus.
addition, just
Okay,
the
that's
dice.
fine. So it'll just be 9 damage.
Well, that's enough to take me down.
Ooh.
Oh no! Would you like to spend one of your 2 blessings to revive yourself, or are you good for now?
I'm good for now. Can I?
Okay. You can
Can
choose
I
later
s-
to do it.
Can I still take my bonus action before it takes
Yeah.
me down?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
So I will try and, as I realize the horrible mistake I've made, try and shove my short sword into its back as it slashes into my arm. successfully. Oh, there.
I see so many short shorts in chat, but
it
no
wasn't-
rolling.
It wasn't going for some reason.
A 12 does not
Does
connect.
not connect. Are we?
No.
So it grabs and it just tears a huge chunk out of your forearm, and you can't stop.
What
the
about a
bleeding.
13?
A 13 does hit on the
All right.
money.
Thank you, chat.
Chat is here to support you all.
Chat's always there for us.
Four
But I'm
damage.
also going to use my sneak attack. So add another 1 onto there.
Okay.
5 damage. I'll
This thing
stab
is
it in the
looking
back
bloodied.
and then slump down to the ground.
Okay. All right. You are down. The closet is also bleeding profusely. Shu is looking beat to hell. It's your turn, Shu.
All right. Question. So with my ability to spend 3 destiny points to learn a weakness about the last person who injured me, is there any chance that I could use that to channel and see if that I can use that to help me focus in to know exactly where, like, which pieces are the most integral to this
Absolutely.
circle, so I can focus on that and
Mhm.
scratch that out first.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's an awesome use of that.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna try that and hopefully be able to break its connection enough so that we'll be able to take this thing out.
Did I have destiny points used? Okay, cool. So this thing, you're noticing there's those 3 candelabras are marking those 3 clutch points on there. And at each point there is a particular swirl, as if pulling energy from those candelabras into the summoning circle. And you think that if you hit each of those swirls, you could have this thing down.
Okay. Yeah, Shu is going to town on these things. He's got his hammer, he's got a wrench, and he's just smacking away at each of these candelabras.
Sounds good. If you spend your whole turn to do that, you can take down 2.
Okay, I will spend my whole turn to do it.
Wonderful. Shembra, you're up.
So Shu is smacking down these, and there are these 3 candelabras.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it down yet?
Almost. I think there's just the one more.
Okay. All right. What will Shembra do until the end of my next turn? She will step up. She'll like roll her eyes at Shu and grumble to Surat, who is unconscious. Now you can never say I never did anything for you. And she steps kind of over them, like in the way, trying to distract this thing away from Shu and Surat. And she says to this thing, having no idea if it understands her or not, but getting barbecued once wasn't enough, huh? You just wanted to come back for another time. And she, like, her eyes glow with fire. She'll cast Blade Ward on herself again. And she just smiles mockingly down at this thing.
Okay.
That's
That your full turn? Okay. This closet seems singularly focused on Shu and how he's taking out the source of his return. And it is going to just full on continue attacking Shu, shying away from Shembra as if it can't understand her words. It doesn't want to be in her way. It just wants to survive. It will attack. And it will miss. 2 shut down by Shembra's icy stare. fiery stare, more likely. Then Surratt, I need you to make me a death saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
You are no longer dying. 19, that was beautiful.
Right.
Okay. That makes a Shoe's turn once more.
All right, I'm going after that last candelabra.
You break it down, and the runes fade once more, and the closet lets out this high-pitched squeal, and just trembles in place. Shembra, you're up. Take this thing down.
Well, I'm really regretting my last turn because I was thinking it would go a lot differently, and now I've just moved into melee range, which is going to be awkward because I have to move back. So I'm just going to step back and just ignore my whole last turn. I step away from it. I don't know if it takes an attack or not, but
It does. I forgot to do the thing. It is a 9 plus 4, 13.
that will hit me.
Okay. Does your Blade Ward last till the end of your next turn or the start of your next
Yeah.
turn?
End of my next turn.
Okay, so you still have Blade Ward, so you'll take half of this. It was 4 plus 3 for a total of 7.
Okay. Okay, and then I will Eldritch Blast it. She's like saying, sure, I thought it would attack me because it was mad at me earlier, and then it did not. And anyway, I'll just explode it now.
It's okay, I forgive you.
And she punches with her Eldritch Blast. And that is a 23 to hit.
A 23 is a hit. Tell me how you do it.
She like releases this force punch with some fire in it, and just like slams it back into the wall, and the little bit of flame trail on it, like leaves like the Looney Tunes like singed, marks on the wall, and just like splats it against the wall.
It is in that moment, with Shu sweating over his destroyed summoning circle, Surratt unconscious on the ground, and Shembra heaving a victorious breath, that we will go and take our break. We will be back so soon. We'll take like a 10 or so minute break and be back to finish up this next room. See you guys soon. We're back. Thank you so much for allowing us a moment to have a short rest. I know that I needed it. And we are back into the thick of things. Surratt is unconscious on the ground. The closet has been blasted into smithereens by Shembra, and everyone is looking worse for wear. I'm gonna hand the control of the scene back over to the players. What do you do?
Surratt is still down, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I lay
Okay.
there.
Seems smart. Seems like a good move.
Shu, can you deal with this?
I'll try. Can I attempt to do like a medicine check to help with a save?
Yeah.
All right, great. I am fantastic at these. That'll be a 11 with Destiny on our side.
That brings you to a 12,
11.
or is 11 total?
11 total with Destiny.
Okay. I'm gonna give you advantage on your next saving throw, Ian, if you want to make that now.
Okay.
By the way, chat, I'm new at running 5e, so I didn't realize it took 3 death saving throws to actually become stable. Okay. That's a second stabilization.
Not to rule slayer you. And if we want to roll this way, I'm totally cool with it. Just in case you didn't know, someone can actually attempt a medicine check to just stabilize somebody.
Okay.
So they are not.
What's
They
the
don't
check
have
for
to
that?
make saving throws. It's a medicine check. I believe it's a DC I think it's
11
a DC
enough?
10.
I think it's DC 10 minus like whatever they're below 0, but I'm at 0, so.
Okay, then I'm gonna say you can be stable. That works for me.
Oh, sweet.
But you are still
Not
at 0
actively
hit
dying.
points, and you are
Correct.
still unconscious.
Is he? Are they going to die and make a mess, or is it okay?
I think Sarat will be fine.
Okay. So, not a frog. What was going on with these? And she turns back around to these runes that Shu was. Well,
It looks like
not the
this-
candelabra, but the runes. Yeah.
It looks like this was set up so that it could summon this creature. You could have been right. It could have been a frog and then turned by this. I'm not entirely sure, but I had a feeling that after seeing it come back, that perhaps if we didn't deal with this, well, and he looks over at Surat, who's unconscious but otherwise okay, and he'll look back up to Shambra and say, we might all be sharing a similar fate.
Well, let us be grateful then that I am no fairy dragon.
Yes, though you are looking a bit tired, so if you would like to try, and then he'll pull the berry out again.
Do you think this is funny? This.
The
If you
berry?
think this is so funny, you eat the berry.
I feel fine.
No. I think you look quite tired.
Ouch. I think I'm looking all right. You've been exerting a lot of magical energies.
I want to try and intimidate Shu.
So in my personal games, the way I like to run it is I just let people say whatever they would say to the other person, and just let them role play it out. No need to bring the roles into how people react.
Okay, well, Shembra goes deadly serious for a moment and just drops her smile and everything. Shu, eat the berry.
Shambra, what? Why won't you give it a shot?
She walks up to Shu and gets just slowly gets in his face. Why don't you?
Halfsies? Let's start pulling it apart.
She swats it out of his hand.
Shu will look over to see if Sarat is still as awake yet.
You're pathetic.
And he'll go grab the remnants of the berry and just kind of wipe it off, but put it back where he found it on Sarat.
She'll turn away from him and go to the book stand here.
It's empty and made of wood.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't realize there was no book on it. She's gonna actually just spend a moment sort of pretending to examine it.
Feeling for invisible books.
Yeah, she's definitely taking her time here, purposely not looking at Shu, because I think that she does actually feel a little bad. But she more feels like Shu was trying to make her look foolish, and that really
Set her off.
things she cannot handle that. So she does feel a little bad about what she just said, but she would never in a million years demonstrate that. So she's just going to stay facing this book lectern thing and just kind of like, look around it, look at the wall, look down at the, etchings on the floor for like a good 30 seconds or so, and then just turn and brush past him out of the room and say, well, I don't think there is anything else here. And she just like shoves her way.
Where's she headed?
Just I think she's just gonna stand actually here, just like out of the room, and just like take a moment.
Shu,
She's
what are
just
you
gonna start
doing?
breathing.
You've been insulted. You have your friend is unconscious next to you. You know that you've been able to stabilize him. But the last time you saw somebody in this condition was your mother.
Mm-hmm. Shu is going to, in this moment, he's gonna try to wake Surat up. At the moment, as far as like his more like sophisticated abilities go, he's spent. So he's gonna try little things that that might have woken him up when he was a kid at camp, and just remembering, like being happily asleep, dreaming of invention, dreaming of figuring out the thing that would be able to bring him and his mom to a better life. And then that being disrupted immediately by the feeling of cold of the other kids around, who, like, while he was sleeping, dumped a bucket of ice water on his head, and he's going to use his frostbite on the little remains of the candelabras, and make them freezing cold, and then put them on Surat to try to shock him awake.
Okay. Surat, you are just floating in darkness right now. It feels as if you are like laying in lukewarm water. It's so peaceful. And then there's a ripple that runs through the water. And following that ripple, an ocean of colors. Full rainbow that stretches out and then goes dark again. Then another ripple. And you're slowly coming to realize that each of these ripples is a footstep. A hand is placed on your forehead. And you hear, "Don't freak out." And you wake up at 1 hit point.
Was it the voice that I know?
It was the voice.
As I come around, who are you?
It's Shu.
Oh, Shu. Thank you, Shu. Was there no other voice? Shembra here talking?
No, I think she's stepped outside for a second. But I'm gonna give her a little bit of space.
Okay, I feel very tired. Thank you, Shu, for helping me.
Yes, and Shu is gonna try to help Surat up. But I mean, overall, it's a little bit of a struggle. But he's gonna do his best and say, maybe I can, you can hold on to me. You're not looking too good right now.
No, I don't feel so, but I would like it if we could take a breather for a bit, but we must go on. I understand. pop
Can Shembra make her way back to that, I guess, lab kind? Well, not the lab.
It is the
one
lab.
with.
It's an
okay.
alchemical lab.
Yeah. Okay. The lab. And she's gonna look around the vials and potions and things, and she's thinking maybe there might be some kind of healing potion in here, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. You find actually 2 vials of potions of healing and 50 gold pieces worth of alchemical materials. There's like some extremely fancy things. You're kind of looking around in like all these tubes and containers, and you find some that are actually like labeled expensive. Make sure we restock this. And then like there's a ledger book that has written down how much they're all worth.
Got it. Wow. Okay. She'll take it. And I imagine she maybe like comes back as they're sort of having this little exchange. And she'll wait a beat. Here, this might help. She hands one of the potions down to Surat.
Thank you. Put it to my lips.
More than a berry, anyway. She shoots a look at Shu.
Shu's just looking down.
All right. I think we look in this last room, see if there is anything useful, and then we try brittle or something else.
Yes.
Right.
I will follow you. Unless you need me to go through a door.
I can go through the door. She will open this door again and look instantly at the tank with the missing thing to see if anything has changed.
Everything in this room looks exactly as you left it. Everything's still and floating, an eerie sort of, like it almost looks like each of these tanks are subtly lit so you can see each specimen well, and they just hang motionlessly there.
Before she goes in, she turns back to the other two. I think we do not seem to be in top fighting shape, so perhaps if a thing attacks, we shut the door and leave. We check this room in case it is useful.
That's a good idea.
Yes, I have those. And she turns, she just like stares daggers again at Shu and turns back into the room. And she'll just start looking, basically kind of the same thing she did in the lab. She's just looking for anything useful. I guess she'll keep a passive eye out for a book in case it happens. The last one happens to be in here. Otherwise, she's just trying not to die.
Okay. As you are moving into the room, this container right here twitches and moves. And as you look at it, you see it looks kind of like a tadpole wriggling, and it swims up to the container and like bonks it with its face.
How big is the container?
Let me double check how big these
/ tadpole, I guess.
I believe. Let me verify before I lie to you.
Okay. I just feel much differently about like a 6-inch tadpole versus like a 4-foot tadpole.
You know what?
Why? Why do you feel differently? There's tadpole to tadpole.
Extremely fair. Honest to God, it does not say. It's tiny. It's very little. So like maybe 4 inches.
It like looks very intentionally at me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to regret this. She steps up to it and looks at it expectantly.
It swims up and bumps the lid as if it wants you to let it out.
Can I make any guess as to what this is?
Yeah, let's see here. Let's do what are aberrations in this game? Is that Arcana or is it still nature?
Probably Arcana, I would
Do
assume.
an Arcana check.
They're not
I
very
think so.
natural
Mhm.
creatures. Let's see. How about a 13? 13.
A 13. So you know that this is called a slod tadpole.
Slots.
Slods.
Do I know anything about it?
Well, it is they have horrifying reproduction cycles.
Yes. Okay. Tori knew that. I didn't know if Shembra knew
I
that.
did not know this. I've never encountered one of these before, so I'm literally like learning as we go. They reproduce by implanting humanoid hosts with eggs or by infecting them with a transformation disease called chaos phage. Each
Fun
color.
fact, we did not ever encounter it, but there is an opportunity for a slod to burst out of someone in Rime of the Frost Maiden.
It's
campaign.
real gross. It's real gross. Yeah. So this looks like
Okay.
the tadpole version.
Yeah. Is there any other reason? Is there like any reason at all I would want to?
That you can't think of any.
Interact
You
with
know,
this thing.
like that. These are really hard to damage with magic as well.
Okay.
And they
Yeah, this
have
just-
a tendency towards aggression, but this one looks very friendly with the big old tadpole eyes.
Does not sound like anything that I want to mess with. Shembra, I guess probably what happens is Shembra like steps up a little closer and sort of looks at it and then realizes what it is and steps back immediately and just reflexively like produces flame, but then squelches it. Do not touch that thing. Do not let it out. I do not care how much it stares at you with its big eyes. Do not touch it. It will burrow into you, lay its eggs, and explode out of you.
So it
Okay.
is not a frog tadpole.
No.
There are no frogs.
Anything else interest or
Is this the creature that
useful
was
in
in the
this
other
room?
room?
No, this is different. It is a slod. It,
There.
as I said, it will burrow into you, lay its eggs, and then burst out in a horrible, violent death throw.
Hmm.
So if this is the path you wish to take, then by all means.
No, it is not.
What
seems to be a pile of
Fistandia
books
was
over here.
doing with this is quite a question.
I think that you'd be asked what Fistandi was doing with many of these things,
This is true.
but it is not mine to understand the mage.
What were you saying, Em?
There seems to be a pile of books over here. But from the angle you're at, you don't see any of that same gold filigree. Am I saying that right? Along the backs.
You are.
Okay, I will go check these books. Do not let anything burrow into me.
What's your passive perception, Tori?
11.
Okay. Just walk your character on up and stop. You hear a clink and there's a wriggle out of the corner of your eye. The tall basin that stands right here that holds 4 humanoid hands begins to churn in the water. They crawl up to the top and push the lid up and over, and their fingers with long, cracked, soaked fingernails crunch over the edge and pull up. We're gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay, I was like, and that's it? Can I explode them
that's
now,
it.
or should I explode them later? At what point should I explode them?
When can this stop? At the rate they're moving now, well, we'll just roll initiative. This is fine. Everything is fine. So gross. Oh, it's so small. I thought it was bigger than this. You guys are gonna be fine then, probably.
We'll see.
They're little hands.
One.
This is why I need fireball.
This is why you need fireball.
Just drop it on the lot of them.
One,
This is why I carry 2
two.
weapons.
3. And come on. 4. Did it go? It's not showing up for me. Do you guys see 4 on the?
No, I only
Table?
see
No,
3.
you moved the
3.
3rd one.
I don't know why. There we go. Okay. 4 are hanging out. They're just vibing. They're just hands. Do you want to see a picture?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like how none of us jumped on that one.
Ugh.
No, that's okay. Creepy hands out of a
Whoa.
thing. We're fine.
Bones
Great.
sticking up all sharp on the edge. Those cracked fingernails are really what get me. Okay.
Oh, there's nice, soft, somber piano music going in the
Oh,
background.
you're right. I guess we could do. I was trying to swap it for the.
I was
the
really into the
moment.
combat music.
Last time?
I just
Yeah.
assumed that one of the hands was playing this. That's why that was.
Fair enough. Here we go. I guess I can also start a combat round for you all. Active encounter. You should be able to add yourselves now. Ooh, we got a fuck yeah on the dice.
That would be my natural 20.
Nice.
Unanimous.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, another natural 20.
That's me.
Boo.
Wow.
Boo! I got a nat 20. Okay,
Number's
that's
gonna
fun.
go down.
Begin combat. All right. So this is probably fine, right? Sarat, you are up. You see that these things have crawled up and flopped down onto the table, onto the floor, and they're scuttling on their hands towards
Word Shembra.
Shembra with ill intent, and they're gleaming their terrible claw-like fingernails.
I'm going to charge forward. Can I reach 2 of them from here? If I,
I'm gonna say you have enough reach to hit 2 of them.
I'm going to try and skewer one with my blade, my rapier.
Ugh.
And I don't have advantage, but Shembra's there, so I do get to use my.
That's a big oof from me,
Ah.
bud.
Ones have I rolled?
You have 4 destiny points.
I will spend a destiny point. Roll that again.
Come on. Come on. Oh, that's a hit. That's a
18?
hard hit.
All right.
Tell me how you do it.
Now let me see how I roll, and then I'll tell you how I did it. So 8 total.
Yeah, dead.
Nice.
I'm gonna stab the rapier into the top, pick it up, and toss it back into the pot container it came from, hellish spawn that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then use my short sword to try and slice another one before it can get to Shembra.
I just deleted the one I had in initiative.
Was a 12 hit?
A 12 hits on the money.
Four damage.
Kill it. How do you do it?
I will. So, since I'm just kind of reaching out with a short sword, so Sarat tosses that one in, and then we'll just take the short sword down and slice it between chop the fingers right off, so it stops moving.
It writhes like a spider, its little nubs curling into itself as it flips onto its back and twitches before falling still.
Take my boot and smack down with my heel on it.
Okay.
To make sure it's done.
And then there were two. Shemra, they both swarm towards you, skittering. You feel them on your ankle. They're cold, wrinkly, sopping wet flesh slipping across you before digging deep in. Let's see if they actually make connection. I see that my attack is grayed out. I do not see the roll as of yet. Do you?
Nope, I don't see a roll.
Okay,
But
I'm
it's a
gonna
+3 to hit.
+3 to hit. Let's do this. How about a 14?
Yep.
Okay. This is gonna be 1d4 plus 1 damage. 4 damage coming at Shembra.
Okay, I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke. So it I guess digs its claws into me or whatever,
Yeah.
and she yells out and points like a flaming finger down at it, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. The DC is... Where's my DC?
I'm gonna spend 2 danger points to give it advantage.
Okay.
My best was 14.
Thanks to my blessing, that fails.
Woohoo!
Amazing. Amazing.
And then this is maybe going to be overkill. We'll see how much damage. It's 2d10 plus 4.
It's dead. Would you like to roll it for funsies? It's
so that's
demolished.
16 damage. Is what that's gonna be.
Demolished. Would you like to describe the way this thing is incinerated?
I think it's just literally incinerated. You would call this an overreaction, I think. She just flings back in fury and points down at it, and her finger just shoots out this gout of flame that's just it goes blue for a moment, it's just white blue hot flame, and then it just is ash that floating in the air afterward.
I love that description.
But I might go down to this next one if it hits
To
me.
the
We'll see.
second one that is crawling up to you. That attack button is still grayed out for me, so I'm going to do it manually. This is +3. 14 again.
Yep.
All right. Maybe I'll roll minimum damage.
I think
This-
I'm down even if you roll
1d4
minimum.
plus 1.
Yeah.
3 damage.
Down she goes.
So this one, and as the ashes are falling from this one, it lunges through the ashes. You have this moment of victory, and then this one comes up and it leaps off of the table behind and just sinks its claws right into your throat. So 2 fingers just dig straight into your esophagus. You feel blood pour over the hand and onto your clothes, and you just drop down to 1 knee before toppling over.
That is unpleasant.
Okay, Shu, it's your turn.
To help Shembra.
All right. And Shu, in this moment, maybe thinking this could be a chance to make up for insulting her so many times. Can I try to grab Shembra and start running out and upstairs with her?
Yeah, I would say that you can move up to her and spend your action to pick her up and then use the rest of your movement to get out.
Okay.
Typically, you can drag at half speed. I think
Okay.
is the rules.
How close for you?
So I was outside the door, so
5,
it'd be
10,
5, 10,
15.
15 to get to
Action
where...
to pick her up, so then you can move a square out, a square back. Is that right?
Okay. So
I mean,
then I'd be
you're
right
the
here.
GM.
So then that's half of
Ultimately,
his remaining speed. Right? Because
Yeah.
he has 30. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So
Okay.
sorry, I'm getting dragged.
You're getting dragged
Up
to
with you?
here.
Oh,
Just up a little bit.
oop, okay.
Okay. And then that is your turn, Shembra. I need you to make me a death saving throw. Or you can expend one of your 2 blessings and awaken.
I won't spend my blessing yet.
'Kay.
I might eventually, but
Yeah, no need to
not
do it
this
yet.
turn. All right. Death save. That's a fail.
Please mark a fail on your sheet as death comes for you. So you are in your dead space, your dying space, right? You're unconscious. What is the scene that's before you?
Can I think about this? And we
Yeah,
can maybe.
I have an idea if you
Yeah.
want me to
Oh.
go for it.
Sure, I'm open
So
to ideas.
the way that I feel for Shembra is that she's standing in a forest of flames and the fire is too hot for even her. She has not yet matured enough in the direction she wants to go in order to withstand the heat. And her skin is starting to blister as she's in this existence of pain. And she just hears this low hum of disapproval. Okay. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I think I think to add on a little bit, I think it starts in her little genie amulet. Like it looks like her familiar sitting place, and then it starts to all burn up and just like, and it just becomes this like pure inferno. Yeah, that she is too weak to be in.
Yep. Okay, that brings us to Surat.
Is that one still on Shembra?
It fell off as it felt her life force leaving, so it's in the same place that Shembra probably was, probably like right here.
And the glass thing that they came from, how big is this thing?
It's about 2 feet tall and a foot wide.
So I'm going to dart over and use my both blades, put them in the top of this glass jar and try and chuck it over and drop this thing right on.
To like trap it.
Yeah, I crush it or trap it depending on how
Cool.
it lands. Is it full of liquid?
It is full of liquid. It's quite heavy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and send it over so it'll just smash this thing.
Okay. Do you have a
Be done with
proposed
it.
just like what you want to roll for this? Are you thinking like an athletics or an attack roll?
I think athletics is probably what makes most sense. I'm not great at it, but
It makes sense to me too. Uh, 14 will be enough.
right. Yeah, so both blades kind of catch the lip, haul it up, and then crack it right down on top of it and let it shatter and crush this thing.
Okay. Sounds great. Would you like to describe how it dies?
Yeah, it comes big heavy glass, hits the floor, shatters, the liquid goes flowing everywhere, and the broken shards, pieces are sitting there on top of this smashed, broken boned thing in the slushy. What fluid is it in?
It's in like a formaldehyde mixture. It's a preserving agent.
Okay.
It stinks so bad.
And then I'm going to take both blades and catch because I had thrown one back in there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna catch them and just toss them up on the table, just in case this stuff helps them come back alive. Now they
Sure.
say it's formaldehyde.
Mm-hmm.
Surratt's like flipping these things like one of those
Like a-
chefs. Yes.
Yes.
Like a hibachi chef?
Yes, hibachi. That's
Let
exactly
them
what I was
slap
thinking
against
of.
the wall and then slowly slide down.
Okay. We are almost out of combat. We need first to get Shembra back up. So, Shu, anything you're doing now that the danger is gone? Are you still hauling her up and out, or are you setting her down here?
I mean, at the moment, it's just I'm picturing he's just in a state of panic because he doesn't want his friend to die, but he regrets because much like with his mother, he wasn't really able to tell her everything he needed to tell her before she died.
Mm-hmm.
Or he thinks at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's still booking it with her, up, hoping that he might be able to figure out the code, hoping maybe cumin, coriander, and the 2 fairy dragons might be able to help. Just kind of in this state of focused panic of, I need to get her up, and maybe we'll be able to save her that way.
If you would like to double move, you can move 30 feet towards upstairs.
Great.
I don't see Shembra along behind you.
Yeah, I'll bring her along.
Okay, that's 30.
Okay. Shembra, I'm going to need another death saving throw.
Okay.
Please, Shembra.
I would spend my blessing, but I'm kind of enjoying how this is playing out, so I'm just gonna let it ride.
That's my real
That's a
secret,
success.
folks. I make death so interesting, people want to stay there.
Although
Success.
I wouldn't hold out hope that cumin and coriander are gonna pull through with a lot of help for Shembra. Oh, it's Shembra dying, you say? Oh darn, we're fresh out of healing potions.
So, Shembra, you've made one successful check, but you're still unconscious, and the fires are scorching you even further at this point. You are starting to cough. It's filling your lungs, and you can the air feels thick to the touch as the smoke starts to overwhelm you, and you hear a disappointed tisk of a tongue. You're going to have to do better than that, child.
I will. I'm trying. I can do this. I can do better.
And we're back to Surratt.
I'm going to grab that stack of books.
Mhm.
Surratt will dart across just to make sure the fluid doesn't flow over them.
The
the
bottom
whole
book
stack
has been saturated already, but it doesn't have that same gold that you are used to.
I'll take the pile from that, not that one, up, and just get them up onto a counter.
Okay. Is that your full turn?
Then I will. I can actually move 40. So I'm powered up right now.
So fast, so fast.
I will bolt up, and as I come up the stairs, say, "Oh well, no." Does she have a healing potion on her? Shoo.
I don't know.
Shu, it is your turn.
Shu is gonna call out, I don't remember if I saw her drink it or not, and I think still trying to process everything is still dragging her up, still hoping and calling out, cumin, Coriander, do you have any more of that? Anything that can help, please.
You make it up into the study and you hear little feet in the hall, but they haven't reached you yet. Shembra, we're back to you.
Okay, I think I am gonna spend my blessing now, but if I have some thoughts, I guess, as I'm departing this death scene. I think that in addition to just sort of this disappointed voice, I think that just barely through the flames, Shembra can see like a silhouette, like a shadow of this, large personage. And she's like trying to move through the fire toward them, but it's just too searing. And as he's saying, you're gonna have to do better, she sees the silhouette like turn away and start like leaving her. And she's trying to fight through this flame, but she just can't make it through. And she so consuming this blessing and recovering, I think she stops moving and just like breathes and like feels the fire inside of her and like feels it grow and grow and grow until she just like explodes and shouts at that person leaving, "Do not turn away from me, come back." And then like wakes up with shoes like panicked face over her.
You're coming up on the stairs. Perfect.
What? Put me down. Do not touch me.
I have to save Shembra.
What are you talking about?
And she will drop her.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm sorry.
And we are out of initiative. You hear the pitter-patter of little feet as Cumin and Coriander peek around the door and then flee from whence they came.
As soon as they hear Shembra's voice.
Yeah, they see Shembra shouting, they see blood, they see she's not in a good mood, and they're out. They peace out.
Once I hear Shembra's voice, Shoo, I will go down and get those books.
All right. Thank you, Surat.
It only takes a few minutes for Surat to go down and then bring the books back into the study. And as you all sort through, there's a feeling of dread as you realize the last book is not among these. These are just records, studies on all the creatures that were down below. Nothing that actually applies to what you're looking for.
That is it. Take the books that we can carry. We can bring them to Candlekeep if we have to come back. I need to get out of here.
Let's try your word.
We don't have the word yet.
We have an idea. My idea, not library.
Shembra, you stalk out into
Riblets.
She doesn't even turn around.
It spells riblet, and we can assume it's got an S. Riblets.
She's leaving.
You stand in the lobby, and it's this dark wood that spreads out across the ground. This is a now familiar sight, and the opulence no longer pleases your eye as you just want to leave. You face the portal, the doorway that had been open before. What is the word you say?
She's gonna try brittle. Brittle.
What is the word?
Brittle.
Brittle?
Mm-hmm.
You announce the word brittle. You stare at the door, and nothing happens.
Embra.
She like the book she's holding, like you see just like the spine like twist just a little as she grips it. What? Shu?
Can I try a word?
She throws the book up and just like stalks a little way down the hall and turns around and stares at him expectantly.
Shu's gonna walk up, kind of like a kid that's been asked to speak in front of a crowd for the first time. And the first time he says it, it's barely audible, but he's just thinking about the creature downstairs in the little jar that was trying to get out. And he was thinking about it being kind of like him, and how it just wants to be free, and how they all just want to be free right now. And so he's gonna say, hoping that my drum rolling isn't gonna not pay off. Is it liberty?
A hum runs through the room, and the portal once again appears before you all. Victory washes over you as you realize you did it. You figured it out. Shu did, not Sarat, not Shembra. It was you and your power of empathy. And as that smile spreads across your face, we will close this chapter for this week.
Well done, Shu.
You did it! I'm so proud of you. That was such a cool moment. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna be so disappointed if I was wrong after all that.
Don't worry, I was going to back you up with riblets.
Riblets. That was so cool. All right. Well, I love that. Let's go ahead and go around and give everybody a chance to plug themselves once more. What are the cool things you're doing? Do not hold back. I want to hear about all of the awesome projects you're involved in so that other people can go and geek out about those as well. Matt, can we start with you this week?
Yes, absolutely. You can always find me Improv and D&D on Twitter and YouTube. Tomorrow we'll be doing the like group recap session of Tabletop Treasure Hunters. So I'm very excited to come out as Pulp again. Mm-hmm. I mean, the let us in. We're about to finish things up. So check that out. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all have been amazing.
Amazing. That hype train at the beginning really carried them through. I think that was super necessary for this session. Ian, let's go with you next.
You can find me here and possibly other places at some point. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. It was a great session. You guys are always a wonderful audience. It's actually more than an audience. You guys are like, I don't know what the word would be, but...
They're participants. We designed these so
fellow
that they
travelers.
can. Yeah, exactly. We want them to have a spot at our table. That's why we have all these chat interactions, is because we want you guys here with us and playing with us. It's the coolest part about gaming is getting all these different sides and opinions, and being able to pull the fate is fun.
Yeah.
Tori, what's up with you? What can we plug for you?
I'm Tori. I live here. I will also be there tomorrow night. Probably as much. Well, I don't know. I could probably fish Teal's wig out of my boxes. We'll see. We'll see how much I'm able to unpack. And this week happening special for me is Wednesday night. We are having an episode of TTRP Geeks where I will be GMing a session of Monster Hearts with M and Chase and Toby and Felicia. So it'll be super fun. We will be having lots of angsty YA, romance, drama, all the good stuff with, you know, a dash of supernatural in there. So come one, come all. That's my plug this week.
I just want to call out that Tori managed to show up for this stream on time, despite the fact that she moved today. Her internet didn't work. Her computer isn't set up, and she like showed up and she killed it. And that is just really cool.
Thanks. Well, you guys and chat certainly make it worth it. And I can't remember who said this, but luckily the boxes around me did not come to life and attack me during the stream. That would have made things quite a bit more difficult.
It would have. Oh, Bud Fannin, I'm so excited. I just called you Bud Fannin instead of Ian. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
But I'm
I
so
knew you
excited
meant.
for this drink. If you tell me beforehand, I'll try and have it made for the stream.
Okay.
It'd be cool. And I'm Em. I'm here on Mondays, some Tuesdays, half of the Wednesdays in a month. I like to guest on other people's channels on my off Wednesdays. So if you want to have this space in one of your games, hit me up. I love playing games and I love writing for games. I love all things TTRPGs. I'm also playing Sundays right now within, oh my goodness, with Weave the Tale. I'm playing Pugmire. I'm playing a very fun, wholesome, scaredy cat character, and it's been a lot of fun.
Scaredy dog.
Scaredy dog. That's true. That's true. Yeah, but that's me. I somehow am playing in a game every single day in the week except for Fridays, and it's a lot. It's a good time.
We could fix that. If
What?
You want. We could.
What?
We could.
Hey, the amount of games that I play in a week is a passion, not a problem. Anyways, if you would all like to support our channel, please follow or subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of the things where you can feed an algorithm. You can show your support by purchasing dice and accessories from one of our affiliate partners. I actually put them down below. You can see Dice Envy, you can see Metallic Dice Games, you can see Hero Forge. If you're gonna help us out, you might as well get some fancy math rocks or a miniature out of it. You'll find all those links as well as our Patreon in the discount section below or in the description if you were watching this on YouTube. If you're already doing one or all of those things, thank you so much. Your support means the world to us and lets us keep doing this. Now, go take a long rest. Do not let tadpoles out of a jar, even if they give you puppy dog eyes, puppy frog eyes. Drink plenty of water, and we'll catch you next time.